Dren, he's certainly ready. He's giving us the old 1-2. Oh, he's back in for a bit more. Well, let's get into this one. It's NiP versus FaZe. Map number 2. Dren and Nico going to be donning the utility here for FaZe. And over on the NiP side of things, it's get right with that kit and smoke. Early on, mid-control looks to be the focus here from FaZe, but Dennis does stand in their way, and he's done a lot of damage. Only good for 1, though.
Ooh. Guardian, he's been dropped to P250 here with that armor, looking for the B pick. He finds it, and they can suddenly turn this early cat presence into a mid to B setup. They have the smoke for it. That certainly looks like the game plan, but that smoke has been removed. Dren shot down in middle. They won't be able to pick it up, but Guardian will be able to find a kill into the B site. Nico catches Letgo getting aggressive on long, and now FaZe, they may be split up, but they've got the man advantage. They've got to wait for this bomb to come back through the tunnels, and Guardian needs some assistance. He spots Forest, Forest spots him, and Olaf wants nothing to do with that. We'll just bail out of the bomb site. Go and group up with his teammate. What was a very, very nice situation for FaZe has been uprooted by that kill from Forest, and it's the classic duo once again. Get Right and Forest looking to 2v2 this one. Get Right will catch Nico off guard, but the shot connecting despite the aim punch. Flash up mid keeps Forest back, and they know they can take the A site. The issue is that bomb.
Yeah, it's wrapping all the way back through T-Spot, and Forest potentially could find the man over at short. Nico has been heard making some noise. He hears Forest, though. It's a battle of ears. And that's allowed for the B rotation to come in from Olaf. Forest desperately trying to deal with Nico down here in CT. Does spot him, and now he's sandwiched between Olaf and Nico. Olaf not really in a position, though, where he can help out. Oh, doesn't matter. What can you do? Nico's got 7 HP, a triple kill, and with that USP in hand, he looks more deadly than ever. And it's going to be the pistol round secured here by FaZe. It comes down to the wire with 2 players bought low. It looked good for Forest, but not good enough. Will be FaZe Clan snatching that up, looking to move into the lead early on here on their map pick of Dust2.
That's a start they would have wanted, but NiP looked to break it back with a double scout force bite. A good map for this kind of setup, but oh, a great shot. Will it work out? Olaf gets one immediately traded. No time to react. Nico gets the opening kill on long, but dodging the flashes. Guardian keeps his teammates alive who were blinded by that one. Dennis and Rez now last alive. The smokes are up on FaZe to throw for the cross. When we do watch FaZe play long, one thing you should keep your eyes on is the fact that FaZe like to throw these cross smokes on the fly. They don't often do, actual setups, and this has come back to bite them in previous games. Now, it won't be a problem for now, fully smoking that cross perfectly, rather. Rain going to hold the top mid push as well, and he may get met with a couple of hungry CTs here. But they just hold the tunnels waiting for him. It's a game of patience, and Rain is impatient, but he's got the AK he can afford to be. Damage done to Rez. These scouts off for the save, and Rain is on the wrap round for the hunt. Trying to cut them off in the T-spawn as FaZe know they've already guaranteed this round. Rain's going to be heard here. Rez might be able to hit this shot, but Rez... Oh, the Deagle is out. Doesn't need the scout, and he's found himself one.
Yeah, the problem is Dread and Guardian line wait on the other side here, trying to take this gun away from Rez, and they will do it. So not even able to hold on to the scout into this next round. FaZe will move up 2-0. NiP just with that one salvage scout to rely on here to try and find some success, and maybe we just see them elect to play a faster round here on the side of FaZe, knowing that that money is all but gone in the NiP camp.
Dennis could try and get this shot through the wall again in middle. He got it last round. But FaZe not eager to give him the fight. A Trem will jump, and he's going to get tagged mid-air. Had enough of that one, already falling out. Flashing mid, but not catching Rez, who has pushed up. Oh dear. Trent goes back for more, and probably shouldn't have. Dennis has taken him down. Olaf can go and retreat and grab that one gun, but he's actually already out on long. FaZe just start to clear out this position. Rez is going to get aggressive towards the top of middle. He does find one. Even though Get Right goes down, it's still a 4-on-3 here for NiP. Issue is the lack of weaponry, and Guardian still in the spawn, not leaving this position, ready for the wrap, trying to hold on to these AKs that have been dropped. Not give NiP any way back into this round, and Guardian will even throw them out the map just to be sure. FaZe haven't committed towards long, because Dennis is back there with a scout. And now they're going to group up and go for this 3-on-3 back towards the A site.
Yeah, still, NiP have done a good job of finding some success in this round. They've kept FaZe boxed in towards this long corner of the map, and now they turn their sights into this A-bomb site. That is where one man resides for NiP, that man being Dennis, and he's already had some good performances with the scout. This time, though, he'll get decapitated, and now it is just Forest and Lecro remaining. These smokes secure the cross. The bomb can look to go down, and FaZe should be finding this third round with little to no problems from here on in. Lecro wrapping up from CT, does have a Deagle to work with, and he is a bit of a menace with it. Finds a bit of chip damage onto Guardian, but shouldn't lead to much more than that. Want to try and keep these players near this site. Take them down with the bomb if you can, if you're NiP. So both Lecro and Forest just going to hold short and long respectively. But everyone's able to cross. So FaZe actually getting into the bomb site, but yeah, it won't lead to much more than that. FaZe 3-0 start, but now we get to see the bite from the Ninjas, and we get to see where that AWP responsibility falls as well.
Yeah, something that's been, you know, flipping and flopping throughout the NiP camp. We've seen 3 different players run the AWP over the course of this Pro League. And, well, we're going to get 2 more, Harry. Forest and Dennis deciding to don those guns into this first rifle round for the Ninjas. Now, no armor on Forest, and this mid-fight has been very favorable to Dennis in the past. Will Forest have the same success? He's holding it. NiKo crossing. Forest blind. Has to bail. This gives NiKo the catwalk. Now a lot of control for FaZe. They're taking short with no utility needed to be expired. And they spotted one of those AWPs in towards middle. That's information, but will it come back to hurt FaZe, who may only think there's one AWP in play? Couldn't be further from the truth. Dennis is on the car here, holding for the cat play. And this boost might catch him off guard, but he's not giving them an angle, watching very close instead, allowing them to get up the catwalk if they do so please. And Rain, patient, but unable to find success out of that boost.
FaZe with all this map control, though. They've got catwalk, they've got mid. All the avenues are open, and no kills coming through on either side of the board. Leave this one up for questioning, really. Shot going to rattle through the smoke there. That's throwing down range by Forest.
And now they think the AWP is on B. Now this could come back to hurt FaZe, who might not be ready for the AWP again on the A site. They've not even spotted a player here. They're going to need to throw some very well-placed flashbangs, otherwise Dennis could have an absolute field day.
Well, Molotov will force him off the angle a bit. With 2 players wrapping up from CT, Dennis is hard-pressed to stay alive here. Rain gives him a chance, though, and Dennis in with the first man. NiKo, quick double to keep things in favor of the FaZe clan side. In with his third of the round. Finally silenced by Lecro, but NiKo might have done enough here. Guardian going to drop the man in CT, and it's Forest alone. AWP in hand, no armor behind it. The aim punch going to play into that peak there, and that will be a 4th round now for FaZe.
And FaZe, they owe everything to NiKo there. Missing this shot was Rain on the ramp, and then, you know, NiKo just bails him out with 3 kills on the A site, killing every single player committed to it. What a huge round from him. Keeps FaZe in this one. They only had 10 seconds as that bomb plant was going down, so those kills from NiKo are pretty, you know, impressive and important. 4-0, NiP with their first tactical pause after losing that rifle round. Very weak defense there. Somewhat drawn over to B by the utility that FaZe threw in. Now, there was no rotate off of it, but when we saw that smoke go into the B site, it kept NiP with 2 players committed within B, and that just makes it very hard to get back on that A site. Long rotation needed, and you've got to cross past middle, which is, as said, you know, an area that FaZe have owned the entirety of that round from the get-go by flashing Forest off mid. So great start to this map. FaZe have shown us, but given the history between these two teams in this series alone, Harry, a good start is not enough. We know that NiP can pull these games back, and the economy could start to build up in their favour at the end of this half. However, for now, still pistols.
Yeah, double cap boost initially. We see Dennis and Get Right posted up in this position, but Guardian does seem very wary of the fact that there could be a player looking to push and prod over at the catwalk. Long control has gone the way of FaZe very early on in this round. They haven't even had to throw a PC utility for it. They just get given this side of the map, mollying the car, trying to force a peek from this position. With that, I'm pretty sure that was their own smoke, or was no? That was thrown in from someone over on the NiP side of things, just to try and fake that there's someone at this car position.
We see NiP did that a lot. They did it back on Mirage with Sandwich one round, where FaZe mollied it and NiP smoked it from triple, and FaZe hard checked it.
Yeah, I like that, right? You're getting in the head of FaZe. Obviously, means you've not wasted a smoke, but you kind of need them to bank on the fact that there's someone at the car, just to facilitate these peaks from inside the bomb site. Get Right, slippery as ever. He's all the way over in T-spawn. Look at it coming on this long wrap, and that might blindside FaZe somewhat, but you are relying on these players inside of the bomb site to find some success. Now, Rez is boosted over the top of this smoke. Dennis is hidden inside the bomb site. We just need time to be bought. The flank from Get Right actually gets dropped before it even sees the light of day. And yeah, the undoing of the A bombs, maybe underway. Rez going to grace the scoreboard with one. Tries to jump shot into the bomb site. Maybe a bit optimistic there, but in the 3v5, you know, you can't look for any little advantage you can. It's going to be the 5-0 start for FaZe Clan. Double AWPs back out for NiP. Forest and Dennis going to be donning them, and we really have yet to see much yielded from the double AWP. So I'm curious as to how NiP are going to look to use that in this round. It didn't seem all too effective when they bought it out the first time around. This time they've got the armor behind Forest to work with at the very least. And instead of sitting him in that B bomb site early, they instead post him up over in mid. That other AWP is over towards the long side of the map. Forest now rotating into this B bomb site to help Rez out, and that looks to be the call as this B play tries to come through for FaZe.
Oh, try being the key word. Rez doubles it and dinks Olof before the trade is there. Now Lekro rotates, Rain rather, almost catches him in the mid doors, but Lekro doubling it up. 16 points of health, will not stop. And Olof, I mean, he's already bailed out of this round. He's just going to hold on to the top of T-spawn here. Not exactly a well-done round for FaZe. They caught that mid-rotation, took down Lekro. That would have been, you know, a 3-on-3 and a very winnable round. And Olof being able to get the bomb out of the tunnels after those first two kills from Rez. That was very much salvageable, but missed spray from Rain and a missed round from FaZe. It's NiP finally getting on the board here on the CT side. Long overdue, Harry. Question is, how long does Olof hold this one? Does he ever move and try and give this a go? And do NiP even attempt a hunt? Because they've yet to build up an economy themselves. They'd rather, you know, play their own game, Harry. Keep their cash and not necessarily hunt down one player when they know that FaZe have an abundance of money anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? You don't really have much to gain from hunting. If you're NiP, you'd much rather just keep 4 alive. And Olof might even give himself up as he slow crosses over in mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe was a bit worried about getting wrapped from the B side of things. Maybe just got a bit impatient, but first round for NiP will be found, and it's a clean one at that over on their CT side. Not to mention, these double AWPs still really yet to be all too discovered. I think they heard the shot from one of them rain out over towards long, and they've only seen Forest pick a kill up with it, so... Ooh, pretty aggressive down through mid, considering there's 2 AWPs up for NiP. FaZe already down through short, and this pace, this is going to catch NiP off guard. You can almost guarantee it. Crossing onto the car, Forest has been blindsided. They're trying to set the lad's speed record for getting into this A bomb site, and Rain might just make it so as he shuts down everyone towards this long portion of the map, bar Get Right.
Was there even a cat smoke for that play?
No, I don't think there was. I'm pretty certain they just ran down suicide and into the A bomb site.
That's a risky play to run against a double AWP, but wow, does it work. FaZe, that round has definitely sent a shiver down the spine of NiP. What a call from Rain to get up the catwalk so far. 6-1 now for the FaZe clan as they break NiP's money right back. Solo AWP has been saved, and damn right NiP's going to buy after this. Got nothing really to play with. Lekro's on $0 almost, so NiP all out of luck for this one. We could be seeing another dominant half of FaZe here, Harry, this time on the T side of Dust2 rather than the CT of Mirage that they did pick up a 12-3. Back on NiP's pick. And I mean, we know how good FaZe have been at Dust2. It really does look like comfortable home territory for them right now. NiP will no longer be able to afford that double AWP even with this buy in the follow-up. They're going to be really scrounging for rifles at a best.
Yeah, well, just be the Orgs to supplement this single AWP on the back of Dennis. And once again, Rain is already down mid. He's already approaching CT spawn. The flashes do raid in just to keep them at bay, at least initially. But this pace that FaZe is setting, there's kind of connotes that they're not all too worried about this NiP defense. You know, having the balls to just run down mid. Now 2 rounds in a row with not even a smoke to cover that. Very comfortable in the knowledge that NiP haven't been setting these AWPs up over towards mid, with the exception of that fourth round. Olof opens this round up with his kill on Electro over in CT, and now this A bomb site becomes a bit of a tantalizing prospect for FaZe. Dennis and GetRight still here to try and lend a helping hand. Forest starts his rotation down into middle, but he doesn't want to get too far away from this B bomb site, right? There's still a minute left on the clock, or just under. There's still time for FaZe to change their mind here. With Olof keeping his position in the lower tunnels, that's definitely a possibility. But now as he leaves, it looks like it will be the A commitment here from FaZe. These smokes fall in CT to allow players to drop down. That's how they like to take this A bomb site. And now you look to Dennis to have to step up. He has found one, but he's got to go and get a lot more here, does Dennis. He hears the man over in CT trying to dance around in the bomb site, just looking to whittle that timer down. And FaZe even considering the rotation away.
Not needed. I mean, Rain drops into the spawn and catches a kill on that B rotate player, and then, you know, if FaZe wanted to, they could have run back towards B, and the bomb was already starting to do so, but one more player on the A site, takes down Dennis, drops out AWP, no saving allowed for the Ninjas, and I don't blame FaZe for trying to take these gunfights. 7-1 up. You may as well keep the economy low. You're certainly winning these rounds. And NiP again, no money. Hero rifle here as Dennis keeps 1400, but an MP9 on Lekro and 3 pistols. Certainly not a round you can bank on NiP to pick up here on the CT side. FaZe not letting their foot off the gas. Rez tries to watch the catwalk play, but Rain flashes him off guard. And that gives the room for FaZe. If they wanted to get up this catwalk, they will do so with the AWP here as well for Guardian. Rain clears the close mid spot. Molly up on the catwalk. FaZe taking it nice and slow, knowing that the money of NiP is low, not wanting to get caught off by a stack or a pistol setup. Dennis's head spotted and removed by Rain. And now FaZe setting up for the A fake as the bomb walks in through those B tunnels.
Yeah, we haven't really seen all too many fakes thrown in from FaZe. So NiP have been very much conditioned to rotate heavily, and they do, leaving just Forest in B. Rez tries to rotate in to help out, but he gets smoked and then mollied off. He's been cornered away by this utility usage of FaZe. Rain now wrapping in through CT just to solidify this round. And GetRight and Lekro, they're hoping that they can maybe just find something to take with them into this following round, and nothing is presenting itself on the FaZe clan side of things. An 8-1 lead for FaZe here on Dust2. Kind of shaping up to be just as dominant as we expected.
Oh, there's one. Lekro can try and grab that AK. It's actually fallen. He doesn't need to climb up, but doesn't realize that. Now found it. Guardian, though, already back in with the AWP, and he'll keep it up. He'll trade it back. No gun saved. No money made for NiP as it's FaZe, as you say, sitting 8-1 up. all too simple right now, Harry. But I just, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, knowing, you know, if NiP get a feasible amount of rounds, I mean, 3 apparently might be enough, considering that previous map. But, you know, I've got to say, this is looking far more dominant than that of even the first half of Mirage, where at least NiP were getting into good situations in close rounds. This is just FaZe styling. And will there be any solution? Tactical pause from, I imagine, NiP here.
But what can you even do to put a stop to this FaZe roster right now if you're NiP, right? That's the... they haven't really been able to find anything that's working for them. You can't look at any one of these rounds if you're NiP and say, well, that worked reliably. And you don't really have much to build on as a result. The fast A play will get shut down initially. They lose Guardian on that aggressive long peak. So man advantage taken here for NiP. But once again, short becomes a problem for the Ninjas. Already players up in this portion of the map. This time you've got Lecro waiting in CT just to try and deny this drop down. NiKo gets boosted to clear the bomb site, and he will do so. And the wheel turning now in the back of his mind. Gets the information that likelihood is there's a man hidden over towards Car to keep an eye on this short wrap. Lecro in CT hasn't spied anyone just yet. Get right will get spotted. Lecro, good for one, trying to get a bit more, but NiKo and Olof, immediate responses in the 3v3 post plant inside of this A bomb site. They've got full short control, so the bomb can just get planted for short, and then you look to Olof to lock it down. Forest on this rotation from behind, and a man in CT in the form of Rez. NiP trying to pincer into this A bomb site now.
Yeah, Forest, though, what does he even do here? He's got an AWP. This is not a good position to retake from. He's going to have to go, but there's a double setup. NiKo walks into it. That's a free kill. Now Olofmeister, does he show his hand or does he wait for the Forest push, knowing he's up against an AWP? Tries to time it. Forest gets him. And Dennis has killed a Dren on the site as well. It's a retake round for the Ninjas. They get it done. And Forest, massive kills there on the retake with the AWP. Not exactly the gun you would want in that position, but he makes it work. FaZe finally dropping a T-side round. It has been all too long. NiP are going to have good money off the back of it. Betway odds certainly aren't favouring NiP. I don't really blame them.
For FaZe, they might just try and switch this up with the long aggression. We saw them get there we go, get shut down. Bit of a weird tongue twister in this portion of the map.
Seashores on the seashore.
There you go. Almost perfect. It's Red. He's not looking to be tongue-tied. He's actually going to get railed, but it's a Dren and Olof to trade back and forth. Everyone falls, and this leaves Rez in a 1v3. Olof going to shut him down in the mid-corner of the map, and FaZe at 9th. It was looking promising for NiP, right? They shut down the long players. You're thinking, okay, this could be them trying to build back into things once again. But the second they take an advantage, there is an immediate response from the FaZe side of things. And now they sit 9-2 up. They've broken the economy of NiP. They can scrounge a bow together here over on the CT side, but it's not great. And a double glass cannon. Double the glass, twice the cannon.
I mean, even double glass isn't really better than single glass, Harry. It's just glass. You can break it with a bullet.
Double glazed.
Oh,
Forest down here in mid, and he will find that first man with the glass cannon up. NiKo flashed through, but not able to get the trade. So NiP sitting a man up right now.
They want to walk into this B site. A B split would be the cool here for FaZe. Look at the setup of NiP. Focused on this middle portion, but Rez is going to have a great position to catch out these players who are unlikely to check this spot. NiKo splits into middle. Rez, there's one, but the trade is in for Guardian. NiKo needs his fight to go his way, and it does. There's not a flash, that's a decoy, and NiKo won't fall for it. He can now catch this long rotate that he might be able to hear. Get Right is making his way up short. Doesn't seem to know NiKo has come in through the doors, although Get Right, he's peering through. Does win that battle. Leaves Guardian 1-on-2 on the bomb site. info as to where both of these players are as well, but Letgro's still glassed up, still armorless on this AWP. I'm going to walk right into it. Flashbang is so well timed though. Guardian forced off the angle. Got to try and find a one-on-one here. Get right coming in through the window. He's dropped. Pistol out for Guardian. Desperation. No scope, not going to connect. And NiP will get that retake and defuse. Should just be enough time despite them not having a kit here on the CT side. And yes, that seems to be the case. 3 rounds here for NiP for the skin of their teeth.
They are starting to build a couple of rounds up, though. And as we saw on Mirage, sometimes all they need is a few to turn a run around. And they have found some success at being able to go toe-to-toe with FaZe in these last couple. Tactical pause called in. That looked like it was from the NiP side of things once again. And, you know, justifiably so. You're sitting 8-3 down. You've got it fresh in your mind. You've got a 3-12 half in the NiP camp back on Mirage that they were able to turn around and, you know, still lose. Yeah. So is it really a turnaround?
I mean, they turned it around, but then it got turned around again.
Yeah,
Harry.
the old double turnaround. If you turn around twice, you go in the same direction.
360.
Yeah.
They did. They turned 360 degrees and walked right out of there, Harry. Yeah, it's certainly looking like a similar story here on Mirage, or on Dust rather, at least for the first half. FaZe 3 rounds away from, once again, another 12-3 half. But as you say, NiP, last couple of rounds have been picked up by them, and they're going to try and keep it flowing. Armor on the AWPs this time, still 2 of them for the Ninjas, and faster up Cat. FaZe have done this time and time again. They won't catch them off guard though. You can see Letgro is poised and ready for one. Rain with the trade, and Get Right coming through long. Taps in for Rain. You don't want to be facing him when he's feeling it like this, and 2 kills from the Norwegian up onto the bomb site. FaZe can now try and bring that bomb and get the plant.
Dennis might get rewarded for this patience he's showing over at long, and oh, he spots the barrel, but that's not enough. Dren muffing him up. That could have been the retake for NiP, right? If they deal with a Dren, you know you've got the other players trapped in that bomb site for the most part. And, you know, you can look to pincer on in towards A. We've seen NiP find success in those retakes, but now just Forest and Rez, the 2 B players so far removed from that A bomb site, they will just try and save.
Oh no.
And FaZe are going to be hunting that shot from Forest. That is a dinner bell. And FaZe are hungry. They're pushing in toward B. The Molotov going to force Forest into the prying eyes of Rain up in the window. And Rez, well, his time on this earth is limited. FaZe in with a 10th round.
And no survivors.
Yeah, that's a big thing to note, right? The money not really there for NiP. They might have that max loss bonus built up, but you don't get to do much with it if you lose those rifles you try and hold on to.
Especially when you've been buying up the double AWP to this amount of consistency, Harry. Every time they've had cash for it, it's come straight through. Armor or not has not been the deciding factor here for NiP. And now the factors are all up for FaZe to decide, because 2 rounds left of the half and another 12-3 on the horizon. NiP half buy for this second last round. Get Right flash through the smoke. They're all blind. He takes down a Dren. Almost doubles to Nico, but the trade is there. The flash wears out. FaZe back into a 4-on-4. It's a good way to get a pick in a round like this. 1-for-1s are going to be NiP's bread and butter. They'll be more than happy to take them, but how many opportunities are FaZe going to give you for a little play like that? A flash through the smoke. Out of which NiP are lacking. Almost
has to be the A play here from FaZe, right? They've given up map control everywhere else. You can see Rain had to double back to T-spawn just to make sure that no one's got aggressive from NiP. So they will be walking in to this A side stack. 3 players. Letgro gets chunked down by that Molotov and then finished off by Nico. And this is looking like the 11th round for FaZe, almost guaranteed at this point. Olof looking to make it so. And I think it's very safe to say this is an 11th round now.
Yeah. I mean, FaZe are not even planting, Harry. They want all the kills. Nico's got the bomb, and you know he's going to have his gun out the majority of the time. But it's Olof to take him away. 15 kills for Olof right now. What a game he's having as well, keeping up his performance back on Mirage. 1 round left of the half, Harry. And even if this goes NiP's way, an 11-4, that's still hugely dominant to FaZe. That's not a close half by any means. This is Dust2, on paper, the most equal map. Certainly doesn't seem it.
Yeah, you'd be forgiven for thinking maybe this is like a nuke game or something, but even then the sides have to be switched around. So yeah, FaZe getting off to a brilliant start. And perhaps a brilliant ending, as there's not too much left in this first half. As you say, a salvageable 4th round potentially for NiP, but that doesn't give you much to hold on to if you're the Swedish squad. Guardian clearing mid is going to get bested by Forest, so NiP once again secure the early man advantage. Only this time there's no opportunity for a trade on the FaZe side of things, no means of equalizing this out. So they will have to look for a kill elsewhere, hoping that someone from NiP maybe gets a bit overzealous here. They know that no peaks are going to come through, so instead they've got to be the ones to apply the pressure. Forest seems very aware of the possibility that someone's crossed here. Flash goes in, but he's got Dennis here to help him out, and that'll be Nico's demise. Continuing to take these fights down in mid, and Forest rewarded for it. Adren does Dome get right in the meantime. So it's him and Olof buddy system over towards Long to try and salvage this 2v4.
Yeah, hesitant to do the smoke, would rather take the fight, and he spots Dennis spawn side. Still a man to deal with though on default. That is going to be Letgro tagged down with the AWP. That nade, very chunky. Molotov to follow will force Letgro out into the open, but he actually smokes it off, stays in his position. Adren's got the smoke down on Long as well. They try and cross, but Letgro's found one. Just holding close, denying Adren to get up onto this bomb site. He's not even got the bomb for it, and Letgro doesn't care. Kill regardless, and 4 rounds on the half for NiP. A slight recovery, but will it be enough? FaZe is looking so on fire right now. That being said, do remember a Mirage got very, very close after a 12-3 half, ended 16-14. FaZe looking to make this one far more clean. Let's see if they can do it in that after the break. 5 rounds separate FaZe Clan from going 3-0 in the group here in Pro League. This is, of course, Group B. In Leicester, we do bring the LAN format now for Season 9 of EPL. And FaZe, well, they are loving the changes, Harry. 11-4 on the first half of the second map here. Adren, you know, not...
watching ping pong
on
that monitor.
Giving his neck a stretch. But I think NiP are the ones who need to stretch, because right now they are down a very dominant lead to FaZe, and NiP looking to try and close the distance as they did back on Mirage. Unfortunately, to no avail. They lost 16-14, but hey, let's see if they can do it again.
Well, they do get a man down into the pit. Get Right posted it up here. Now, he had a very quiet first half. We do need to see a bit more from him. Ooh, nice bit of damage on the Nico, so certainly the start we... oh, no.
You hate to see it.
Blackcrow has blundered that smoke, and now only one down on the cross. Adren allowed to peek out. They're not aware of him here still. He's just tapping players down, and, well, what can you say about that, FaZe? At 12th round, they find themselves the pistol here on their CT side of Dust2.
I love that as well. Adren spots someone walking to the smoke and just goes, nah, not my problem. Looks back to long, takes another kill. Lets his teammates deal with that. And Nico with a double as well. It's going to be a pistol round for FaZe, and this really sets them up for the 2-0 victory, Harry. That pistol round is almost guaranteed a victory. NiP are going to need to give away a round, allow FaZe to take 13 before their first AK buy, and they're going to make it nice and quick with the B-rush.
Yeah, these nades already finding a lot of damage. Olaf, good night. And Dennis, he falls as well. Olaf rolling in money, rolling in dough, and another round for FaZe. But now we get to see the buy from NiP. Potentially one of their final buys in this series if they aren't able to pick it up.
And Olaf can buy the orb. He had 5,700 after that round, so he won't even do it. It's Nico to invest in that one. Olaf wanting to run bonus. FaZe have got the round buffer to do so. 2 SMGs still kept. And Nico going to try and take this mid fight. No one there to stop him. No AWP for the ninjas, but FaZe, look at this confidence, Harry. Rushing the top of middle, trying to shut this down while they can, but Rez is on the other side and he finds himself a double. Bottom mid split, a missed shot from Nico. That could have tried to save it here for FaZe, but now they're in a very uncomfortable spot.
Yeah, this defense is having to be spread very thinly across the 3 avenues of this map. Nico doesn't spot the man getting up on a short, but Adren's still able to drop one man, looking for more.
Not like this.
No. NiP, things are looking so good. It didn't feel like anything could go wrong, but how do you account for Adren and Nico holding mid? These MP9s are shredding NiP apart. And it's Get Right. Left alone here. Does at least have the bomb on his back, but that is about the only thing going his way. He might catch the timing into B here, though.
Yeah, Olaf pushed the B tunnels early on. He killed Dennis down and lower, but Get Right, he crept in through the mid-smoke, and FaZe have not accounted for this. A very well-played timing from Get Right, and he's going to get a plant off the back of it. Still cautious that there could be someone here. Doesn't know the FaZe have made the wrong read, but I think FaZe have now cleared out enough of the map that it either has to be long or they realize they've lost B, and that bomb plant, that'll make it blindingly obvious. They already had the A-bomb site, so Olaf rotating back through 2 AKs and an AWP for the retake, kit and utility. This should be an impossible clutch for Get Right, but let's see.
He holds off using that incendiary for as long as he can, is able to best Olaf, but the double window peak will solidify this round for FaZe. 14 on the clock.
Clocks only count to 12.
Yeah, unless it's a 24-hour clock.
They don't exist, Harry.
They very much do. Now, what would be big brain is a 48-hour clock.
Why? But then every week it would really mess you up, though, because the weeks are only 7 days.
Yeah. Well, you know, what is time really, Hugo?
That's a great question, Harry. We'll get into that later, because that's a whole nother conversation.
I tell you what, though. NiP, they're kind of questioning what is time at this point. They don't have much of it left, Hugo. Time is running out for the Ninjas. The Swedes on the back foot. They are sitting 10 rounds behind FaZe and staring an 0-2 defeat in the face. And the implications that have are pretty massive, right? A lot of people had NiP pegged as the team to challenge FaZe for this top spot. obviously with that crushing loss just yesterday versus Devils 1, that gets called into question, and even to a certain degree, so does their attendance now of, like their ability to secure these second and third place slots, right? That's called into question, and if you finish fourth, obviously you don't get invited back, right? We're done with you at that point.
Get out.
Yeah, leave.
And they might, Harry, because this is certainly looking like a FaZe Clan win, 2 rounds away from it. NiP's bomb plant from Get Right in the previous round has afforded them this bye at least. It's something, but is it enough? FaZe double AWP into this round. Guardian has joined the likes of NiKo. I like when NiKo has the money, he'll just buy the AWP and not give it to Guardian. Just, no, sorry buddy, this is mine. I don't blame him at the scoreline. Still, a lot of prolific AWP players over on the side of FaZe Clan, or at least players who have the ability to use it. NiP setting up for this cat play. They have been given a lot of room to play with. FaZe just playing reactionary. Looking like a mid to B, though.
Yeah, these mid-smokes falls, and that'll be it telegraphed to the FaZe Clan guys that this B play is looking to come through. You're looking at Olof and at Guardian to have to hold their own. Guardian just waiting patiently for this tunnels push that now is finally coming through. He'll silence Forest, but Lekro is able to trade onto him. The fast trap from Rain might be the thing that NiP haven't quite accounted for, and he'll catch Get Right trying to double back into the tunnels. That's where the bomb was planted for. Had Get Right won that, it could be a NiP round, but now it all falls onto Lekro. And this is a big responsibility for just one man. 15 rounds to FaZe, map and series points secured. Mirage might have been down to the wire, but Dust2 looks to be decisive.
Yeah, that's good for the FaZe confidence as well, right? You know, after they picked up the win on the previous map, they certainly looked like, oh, good job, guys. But that was a bit too close of comfort. This one is not, Harry. And as you can see, the Mountain Dew Game Fuel, AMP Game Fuel power play, I got there. You can, of course, go over to the ESL Twitter and vote. Chad will be bringing you his thoughts and why that you're wrong in who wins that later on.
I don't know. I think there's a pretty big candidate that I think even Chad would have to agree is the big moment in this time around, right? The Olof ace into the apartments feels like should be winning it. I mean, there's definitely been other big moments. But anyway, last round potentially for NiP in this map. And Guardian, it certainly looks like it could be now. Just Dennis, Rez, and Lekro. He gets the 2-for-1 onto the two old boys of NiP. Yeah, I have a real strong bond, and sadly it gets broken apart from Guardian there down in mid. Just two brothers.
And they ran as fast as they could, Harry, unfortunately into the sights of that AWP. And now, where will this meteor strike for NiP? Rez tagged, Lekro armorless, and the bomb's still yet to be retrieved. Dennis has got a cross and Rain. He's going to get that information at least. Molotov to shut down the mid plate. NiP probably going to be filtered towards a catwalk, and NiKo is more than happy with that one. He sits on the site with the AWP, ready and waiting. Alone, but that seems to be where NiKo likes. More kills for him, really. 35 seconds left up for NiP to get up through this catwalk and try and take A. And no utility but one flashbang to do it.
NiKo ducking down, peeks up, and now it is just the shooting gallery for him. 25 seconds, Rain here to help out, and FaZe, they will take this series. They go flawless in Group B as they move 3-0 up. They maintain that top spot, and they take a decisive victory over NiP here. So good stuff all around from the FaZe guys. NiP looking a bit defeated at the end of this one, and you understand why. The implications